Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. So today we will be revising long answer questions from the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? Okay, so let us begin. Fractional distillation is suitable for separation of miscible liquids with a boiling point difference of about 25 Kelvin or less. What part of fractional distillation apparatus makes it efficient and possess an advantage over a simple distillation process? Explain using diagram. So here you are going to explain this answer with the diagram distillation. So answer is apparatus used in case of fractional distillation as a fractionating column. So this is one equipment. A simple fractionating column as glass beads. So it has a glass beads in it which provide additional surface area because of which the vapors can spread and cool rapidly. Hence, fractionating column is used to provide the additional surface and to facilitate the cooling of vapor in many cycles. So, you have already gone through this experiment distillation. So, copy this diagram thrice, practice it thrice in your homework so that you will be thorough with the diagram. Okay. So, next question is, under which category of mixture will you classify alloys and why? So why do you categorize the mixtures under alloys and why so? First question. Next question is, a solution is always a liquid. Comment on it. Why solution are always liquid? Comment. Can a solution be heterogeneous? So you need to answer for 3 sub questions. So first one, under which category of mixtures will you classify alloys? When constant particles of a combination of 2 or more elements or compound retains their property, then it is called mixture. Okay. In an alloy, the constant particles lose, hence alloys are classified as homogeneous mixture. For example, steel is an alloy of carbon and iron. Okay. Since the second question, so what is the second question? A solution is always a liquid. Comment on it. Since a solution is homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substance, thus it is not necessary that a solution would always be a liquid. Okay. A solution can be in all the 3 states of matter. A solution is a homogeneous mixture and can be in all the 3 states of matter. Example, solution of alcohol in water is a liquid. Air is a solution of different gases. Alloy is a solution which is in the form of solids. Okay. So next sub question was, can a solution be heterogeneous? So solution is defined as a homogeneous mixture. Hence a solution cannot be heterogeneous but when a mixture becomes heterogeneous, it cannot be fall under the definition of solutions. Okay. So iron fillings and sulfur were mixed together and divided into 2 parts, that is A and B. Part A was heated strongly while part B was not at all heated. So dilute hydrochloric acid was added to both of the parts and evolution of gas was seen in both the cases. So how will you identify the gas evolved? Okay, hydrogen gas is released. So when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to part B, what happens? Hydrogen gas can be tested by bringing a burning matchstick or a candle near it. So when a burning matchstick is placed near the hydrogen gas, it burns with a pop sound. So then we can assume that hydrogen gas is liberated. So that is how we gonna test for hydrogen gas. So here is the equation, Fe plus S plus HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, gives rise to FeCl2 plus hydrogen gas is liberated and sulfur. Okay. So this sulfur remains unreacted. Fine. So next reaction, Fe, that is iron reacting with sulfur with the presence of heat, it is giving to iron sulfide. So iron sulfide further allowed to react with hydrochloric acid, it gives iron chloride or ferrous chloride, okay, plus hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide is a gas that is going to be released. So when dilute hydrochloric acid was added to part A, hydrogen sulfide gas smells like a rotten egg. So it smells like a rotten egg. Hence, it could be confirmed by its smell. By knowing the smell, by guessing the smell of the acid, you can guess which one is that. Next question. A child wanted to separate the mixture of dyes constituting a sample of ink. He marked a line by the ink on the filter paper and placed the filter paper in the glass containing water as shown in the figure. The filter paper was removed when the water moved near the top of the filter paper. So this is about chromatography. You should know it. A strip of filter paper is taken. So and you see there have been marked with the ink on the spot of a line. And in a beaker they are taking water and they dip this filter paper which they have already marked and they spotted a ink on it. So they immerse inside the water, not fully, to that line. So after leaving for a minute or for half an hour like that, what happens, you can see the movement of molecules. So till it moves to top, you need to leave like that, and after it reaches the line edge of the filter paper, you need to take out the filter paper, okay, and observe under UV. So this is about chromatography. So what do you expect to see? If ink contains 3 different color components, name the technique used by the child. Suggest one more application of this technique. So this method is chromatography. That is the answer for second one. First one, what do you expect to see? Streaks of different colors can be seen on the filter paper. If ink has so many components, we can see different colors. Next, suggest one more application of this technique. So which is one more technique can be used? That is, chromatography is used for separating pigments that is present in the chlorophyll. So this is what actual definition you have studied, isn't it? So a group of students took an old shoe. Next question. A group of students took an old shoe box and covered it with a black paper from all sides. They fixed a source of light, that is a torch, at one end of the box by making a hole in it and made another hole on the other side to view the light. They placed a milk sample contained in a beaker or tumbler in the box as shown in the figure. They were amazed to see that milk taken in the tumbler was illuminated. They tried the same activity by taking a salt solution but found that light simply pass through it. Okay, so this is a diagram. See, there is a space for source of light and you can see gas tumbler which contain a sample. It is inside and inside the shoe box, and there is a shoe box and there is a place to view. Okay, so that is a Tyndall effect. So explain why the milk sample was illuminated, name the phenomenon involved, and same results were not observed with the salt solution. Why? Explain it. Can you suggest 2 more solutions which would show the same effect as shown by the milk solution? So we shall see for first one, that is explain why milk sample was illuminated, name the phenomenon involved. So same result. So since milk is colloid and when light scattered from the particles of colloid, it was illuminated. Thus light was illuminated when passed through the milk. This is known as Tyndall effect. So next question. Same results were not observed with the salt solution. Why? So for scattering of light, the size of particles should not be large enough. Since the particles of solution were not enough to scatter the beam of light, hence same results were not absorbed. Next one. Can you suggest 2 more solutions which would show the same effect as shown by the milk solution? So milk tarane the example enide soap bubbles and fog are the colloids, and same effect, that is scattering of light, is shown by these. This is known as Tyndall effect. Okay, so last one we shall finish with the next question. So I'll be asking 3 questions among whichever questions I revised now. Okay, so you'll be writing as usual unit 4. So if you complete this, your unit test will be completed from my hand. Okay, so I'll give this, among these questions I'll give only 3 questions, so as usual for 15 marks. Okay, classify each of the following as shown as a physical or a chemical change. Give reason. So drying of a shirt in the sun. So drying of shirt in the sun is a physical change because there is no chemical change in it. as in this change no new substance is formed. So only in case new substance is formed, so we call it as a chemical change. So there is no formation of new substance, so it is a physical change. Okay, rising of hot air over a radiator. Since in rising of hot air over a radiator, no new substance is formed, hence it is a physical change. As simple children, if there is going to form a new substance, we call it as chemical change. If there is no new product is formed, then we call it as physical change itself. Burning of kerosene in a lantern. So this is a chemical change. While burning of kerosene in a lantern, carbon dioxide and water vapor is formed. Hence it is a chemical change. So there is a new formation of substance or a product is formed, that is carbon dioxide and water. So it is a chemical change. Next, churning of milk cream to get butter. So this is a physical change. So there is no new substance is formed. Okay, while churning of milk cream to get butter, no new substance is formed, hence it is a physical change. So this is about few questions. Okay, so revise it, go through it, understand it, because the chapter is completed, the explanation is completed. Okay, practice it and get thorough with these questions. I'll be asking for the test tomorrow. Fine children, around 11:30 I'll be asking. Okay, so I'll send a link for multiple choice as well as these questions for writing theory. Fine, so see you all, have a good day.